What up, YouTube? Get those anti-fatigue mats ready. It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs Arcade Love, Michael B the Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday Night Just Got Live.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. It's another fun-filled Friday night here on the Super Game Room Dudes Arcade and Gaming Podcast Show. I'm your host, PDubs. With me, as always, my co-host, Detroit Love, Restalgia, and Michael B the Game Genie. How are you, gentlemen?
Fantastic, baby. You know how we do it.
I'm doing great, man. Restalgia, how about you, brother?
I'm doing okay. I'm ready to roll. Friday night, baby.
You sort of got that Batman theme. There's that dark, gloomy, sinister look over there tonight.
I am the night, brother. I am the night.
He's Mike. What is that quote from The Dark Knight? He's the hero we deserve. What is it? We're not the one we need. How does it go again? I'm having a brain fart.
You were really close.
I can't remember. I only know lines from good Batman movies, like "You want to get nuts."
maybe the way I said it was the right way when it comes to Restalgia.
Yeah,
that's
so.
Okay.
Let's start off with just a lighthearted joke. So, Restalgia, this one's for you.
Oh,
what
God.
do girls say to guys with a big dick?
Oh my God! What
I
a way
would
to
not
start
know.
the show.
There's
That's
absolutely
right.
way
You
that I'll
wouldn't
ever
know.
I feel like we connected on that one. I was right there with you.
Well, happy New Year's, everyone. This is the first time we've been together since it's been a while.
So,
It
yeah,
has been
all four of us.
a long and sad year without the four of us getting together.
yeah, we took a couple of weeks off for the show. Obviously, some of us still did some YouTube content here and there. Carl was all over the interwebs. Everywhere I looked, Detroit Love was all over the place, dropping videos like crazy. And then now we have the CES madness happening. It's been a trip, man. It's been an adventure.
It's been nuts. I opened my fridge earlier and it was like, "It's your boy."
Turn
a
on my
smart phrase,
iPad.
for sure.
I turn on my iPad and Carl's there.
It's your boy.
Well, folks are starting to come in. Let's go ahead and say hi. Let's see who's here in the live chat. Hold on. Let me catch my oxygen. I know this is your guys' favorite part of the show. All right, here we go. Al is here. Reset Rudy, MG, Patrick Murphy, Quentin's here, Frankie D, Carl O, Dr. Freeman's writing prescriptions in the live chat. Nerd Lounge Master's here. Jolly Green is here. Orion's Dream is here. Your Gaming Techie is here, guys. Make sure you check his ass out on YouTube. Jamie is here. Terry is here. Who else is here? Tim's Basement Arcade is here. The Carbon Center has shown up. He's here as well. Galaga Guy 88. The Super Game Room Dudes are here. Look, the Super Game Room Dudes are here. Bo knows Tecmo and Bo knows podcast shows. He's tuning into the right one tonight. Jimmy Harper is here. Conti Dinda. The whole damn crew is here. Welcome, guys, to the show. There you go. All right, we did our hellos. All right, so tonight.
But hold on, wait a second. Before we
what?
move on, P-Dubs, I'm
What?
going to do you a favor. You do a
What?
really good job with that.
Yep.
But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you something just to help you a little bit. It'll give you a tiny bit of an edge. You ever seen those oxygen canisters?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to send you a can right before the next time. You're going to take a big huff of
I'll
oxygen.
go like, whoa.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm going to get you one of those.
And now it'll be less funny because the live chat's going to be expecting it. Way to go, Restalgia. These are those behind-the-scenes conversations we should be having. Remember I told you about that? All right, so tonight I got a little something for AtGames, a couple of things for AtGames we want to chat about. Obviously, the CES ArcadeOneUp stuff, that's been beating you guys over the head all week. And the week's not over yet, so we're going to do that shit again tonight. We're going to talk about that crap, especially because I want to get Restalgia's reactions to this stuff. You guys haven't seen Restalgia making any videos, so I definitely want a fresh opinion on this stuff. We're going to do a little bit of a dive on their products. Also, Atari back on the scene, partnering with MyArcade, bringing a whole bunch of Atari devices coming very soon that were revealed at CES as well. Is there anything else going on in the world of gaming? I can't think. Where's my brain?
AtGames.
I said AtGames in the beginning. I said we got a couple things. We got a couple things for AtGames. Real quick, we got a $20 super chat. My goodness, BA. Big donation, $20 towards an oxygen tank. Thanks so much, man. We greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. All right. So while we're waiting for folks to join, let's talk a little bit about AtGames. So I'm going to put a link in the live chat for you guys. And I'll also add it to the show, the video description, if you happen to catch this on replay. Let me go ahead and get my screen shared. So, huge shout out to the Chefs of Sauce. As you guys know, the Chefs of Sauce are the guys who put together your CoinOps X builds and things like that. These guys do this work voluntarily, free of charge for the community, giving us all these awesome builds and way to play more games on your AtGames Legends Arcade family devices via USB thumb drive. Now, what's really awesome about these guys is their work is so incredible. Other guys take their work and sell it. No, I'm just kidding, man. But anytime you buy a USB flash drive that's got a CoinOps X build on it, someone else put that together, not the guy who sold it to you. And it was these guys right here. And what's funny right here, guys, is they just released a new CoinOps X BitLCD Marquee Pack 2.0. So if you have a BitLCD on your AtGames Legends Ultimate, or if you're going to get one soon, all you have to do is click on this link, go to Reddit, come on over here, scroll on down, and download this file right here. Make sure you follow the instructions. That way you don't scream and cry and say, why doesn't it work? But this has all of the 3-player, 4-player, light gun, and Daphne marquees, as well as different README instructions. And they're also going to be coming out with another pack in 2023 as well. But this is the latest and greatest. Make sure you guys check this out, download it. I plan on doing that this weekend because it really doesn't take that much time to get this set up on your BitLCD. Ain't that right, Michael B?
Actually, no, I'm having so much trouble with my BitLCD. It's a nightmare. I was just about to ask you, if I do this, do I have to have the sauce installed? And if I don't have the sauce installed, will it just automatically show the marquees instead of me manually having to go in and change the name of all the files for the marquees to match my games?
So the way it's set up is for the stock games, if that's what you're referring to, if you just have the stock games on the cabinet, if it pulls these, that's what it'll pull. But if it doesn't pull one of these, it'll pull the default AtGames marquee, whichever one that they have set up with their system. So basically what that might mean is it could be just as simple as the files are named incorrectly. You know what I mean? Like you've had to rename a couple of your games. We've talked about that in our one-on-one chats, Mike. But this should pull the CoinOps X marquees for the stock games, unless for some reason there's a naming error. But I'm sure these guys.
So that's what it is. So for the stock games, instead of the AtGames marquees, you'll get the. Yes, I understand what you mean now.
Yeah, so this will pull the games and override the AtGames stock marquees, unless for some reason something doesn't match up, like the name of the game files or something. But it should pull them, and it's got all of them in there, man. It's a full pack. So I plan on doing it. I'll probably do that tonight before I go to bed because, let me see. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to do that. It honestly doesn't take that much time. And how about a big shout out in our live chat? Guys, can you do me a favor? Can you guys do me a favor? These guys don't get the recognition I feel they deserve. How about a big shout out and a thank you to all the developers behind Awesome Sauce, Legends Unchained, CoinOps X. These guys have made these devices interesting, super interesting, and fun to play and keep coming back to. So big shout out to those guys.
They're basically what Restalgia is to the PlayStation Classic world.
Yeah. I mean, without Restalgia, PlayStation would have only sold 10 million PlayStation Classics. And with Restalgia, they're at 10,339 PlayStation Classics. Isn't that right?
That is exactly right.
Yep. Also, we got a little bit of a leak from John Wagner. What was that all about, guys? Did you notice he took his leak down?
So that's where you got that. I was wondering about that because I asked in the AtGames media channels and they were kind of mum about it. And I was like, how did PDubs get this information?
PDubs pays attention. PDubs knows people. All right, let's take a look here. Let me see if I can find it before it all disappears on us. So we got a little bit of a leak of a game coming soon to the AtGames Legends Arcade family products. Anyone ever hear of something called ice cold beer?
They have it at most restaurants.
Had some last night.
All right, Mike, while I'm finding the picture here, can you do me a favor and tell people about ice cold beer or what you remember?
Ice cold beer is a big arcade enthusiast own for their homes, especially people with downstairs bars. It's a unique arcade experience where you basically move this ball up this path with these two levers on the side, and then you're trying to get it right to the top. There's been products out there with people trying to make home versions of ice cold beer for production right now. But I always said I thought it was an amazing idea for a company to make a home ice cold beer machine. Like, there's all kinds of these add-on products you want for your home arcade. Ice cold beer would be an amazing one, and I've been waiting for a company to make one. So I literally dropped it in my drawers the other day when I saw ice cold beer running on the AtGames Legends pinball. I thought that was really cool. So they're first out the gate. They're the ones to seemingly get Taito's ice cold beer out to market in a virtual form for us home arcade people. So it'll be really cool to play it on the ALP. I think the best probably stand-up device and most accurate home arcade experience of this will be playing it on an AtGames Legends Ultimate Mini with the screen in the vertical mode, but it'll still be really cool on your ALP as well.
Yeah, so this is a Taito game, real arcade machine that's converted over to obviously a digital form factor, vertical game. And I guess you're supposed to play with two joysticks from, again, I've never played this game before, guys, so I didn't know big knowledge about this game. Watched a couple of YouTube videos. If you just YouTube like Ice Cold Beer, the arcade game, you might see there's a lot of great videos out there of the real thing. But I guess you're supposed to use two joysticks to move the levers. Now, obviously, if you're going to play this on your AtGames products, like if you're going to play it on the Legends pinball machine and take advantage of that 32-inch screen, if you have the control panel, well, that's going to give you one joystick, right? And it sounds like the other movements might be made via button press, maybe with the side flipper or nudge button, something of that nature, when it comes to trying to play this game on the pinball machines. And probably the same situation with the Legends Ultimate Mini, which has that rotating vertical screen. I'm hoping that when AtGames does release this game on at least the Legends Ultimate arcade machines, or if you have a Gamer Pro where you have 1 and 2 player joysticks, I'm hoping we'll be able to use both joysticks, kind of like the real arcade machine from, again, what little research I've done on this game. But this is an interesting pickup, and it should be coming soon. I guess Wagner did a quick leak. I managed to catch it, save a picture of it, then Wagner took it down. So I think AtGames was just kind of like, you know how these companies do with these leaks, right, Mike? We call these planned leaks, is what I like to say. So
I don't think this was a planned leak because
you don't think so?
No, we're trying to ask AtGames questions and they are mum. They're just like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but then again, other companies do the same thing. They throw little pictures out there and then they pretend they don't know what we're talking about, right? Like,
well, that's not verified. That's assumption.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's them. I mean, yes, it's assumption, but I'm pretty sure it's them. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I just like, for me, and not everybody would like this game. Like, you got to move the ball up. It's a skill game. Some people find it boring, but it's such a unique arcade relic that so many real home arcade collectors, and not. I get that's confused because I mean real arcade collectors for their home, not home arcade as in toy arcades. So real arcade collectors, this is a vanity piece, something that they're very excited to own. And I've always wanted a virtual version, so I'm excited about it. Would I have liked to have seen it in a recreation machine where you get the art and all that stuff? Yes, but more importantly, I'm just excited about being able to play it. And especially if this is a virtual program coming for AtGames on use on their machines already, it's going to be relatively inexpensive as well. So I don't have to shell out $500 to enjoy ice cold beer in my home.
I'm seeing a lot of feedback. Guys, let me know in the live chat. Have you guys played the real arcade machine in the past? Or, are you guys excited about a virtual version? Let me know in the live chat. Chris Zeke, classic game, but so boring. Chum Bucket says, yes, it does use two joysticks, just like Robotron. Thanks so much. Glad my research paid off. I've never played the real thing. I don't even think I've seen the real thing in an
Oh, we-
arcade
heard of
before.
it. Not
We
a
did.
one.
I freaked out when we went to that last arcade before we went to iArcade, the one with the GI Joes all over the walls. They had an ice cold beer there, and I walked in. I was like, "Ice cold beer!" I never got a chance to play it because I was drinking too much. Ice cold beer.
So every time you was excited about ice cold beer, the bartender brought you some beer, huh?
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
you never made it over there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right. I'm going to pull up a little bit of video footage here for you guys of what the real arcade machine looks like here before we pivot over and start talking about some other topics. Let's see if we can pull this bad boy up here. 1 second. It's a mechanical game. Absolutely. Let's see if we can get a little bit of gameplay. Let's do this. All right, let's do this right here. So I'll link the content creator here on the video when we're done. Let's go here. Let's get these comments off the screen. That way it doesn't shrink the size of the video down. All right, here we go, guys. So here is a little bit of ice cold beer on long plays on YouTube. Take a look at this. Have you guys, maybe this will ring some bells if some of you don't remember or what we're talking about here. Does this bring any memories to the front and center of your mind? I've never played this before. Use 2 joysticks to move a metal bar balancing a metal ball bearing. Navigate to one of 10 lit up holes. At free play this game. Oh, I'm sorry. I went by too fast. Take a look at that. Guys, I've never played this. I don't even think I've ever seen this.
You did.
What do you guys think?
It was at that bar. I swear.
It was at that bar that we went to in Chicago?
The last one we went to before we went to the iArcade party. Yeah.
It was there?
Yeah, it was there. I freaked out. I was so excited.
Maybe I just walked right past it because I don't
Oh,
even remember you pointing it out to me.
I probably yelled out ice cold beer, and you were like, "Yes, Mike, another drink." Okay.
Yes, another round. Another round. Another round. There you go. Now some people are remembering this. Here's Pliskin right here. He says so. Hey, PartyCade, Danny, he says he's seen it before. There you go. It gets hard after the third one, says Papa Brad. There you go.
I have the same problem when I'm drinking.
Now Orange Nation, that all right. So Orange Nation, that triggered his memory. I do remember this extremely frustrating game. See, sometimes you got to show the real thing for all that stuff.
Yeah, because I must say I didn't get this image from that virtual version.
Yeah, this is not what I anticipated this was going to look like. I also had never, ever even heard of this machine. When I saw the post, I was like, what the hell is ice cold beer? And I had to Google it, and then I had to talk to Mike and be like, Mike, explain this to me. And Mike did a really bad job because I still had no idea what it was after I talked to him.
And Mike was just talking like, hey, man, it's a bucket of beer here in the bar. And we did have a lot of... Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I've never been to Booster Juice. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's the same nonsense.
Yeah,
Mike. It's your same goddamn nonsense.
I love this comment by Terry B. Skill testing while you are drinking. LOL. There you guys go. What's his name here? Faux Cure Combo says, just give me root beer tapper and call it a day. There you go. Very cool.
No, you got to do Budweiser Tapper. It's just not
I've
the
never
same.
talked about ice cold beer on this show before. Maybe Mike or one of the other guys have, but I've never talked about it.
You've talked about it on our show?
Probably, yeah.
I actually literally did a chill and chat on what unique form factors these companies should do in the future. Now I can't remember what I suggested AtGames do. I said iArcade should do a Leaderboard for PDubs, but my pitch was ice cold beer for ArcadeOneUp. But AtGames were the ones who got to the goal line.
That was Mike.
You do that on your own channel. Like we haven't talked about it on this channel, right?
Yeah.
If you think about arcade games, let's just say there's roughly ballpark, I don't know, how many total arcade games do you think were ever built? Maybe around 10,000, something like that. 3 to 10,000.
According to the games that ArcadeOneUp have released, there's only 17 arcade games that were.
But what that means is it's impossible to no play and have seen every single game. And I'm not going to lie to
my source here.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to people and be like, I've played this game when I've never played this game. I look forward to trying out the digital version. I'll have to see if there's any arcades here in Arizona that have the real thing. That way we can check it out. But that's pretty much what's going on with AtGames. Plus, they got some January deals happening, which unfortunately I don't have a copy of. Anything else with AtGames, Mike, that you can think of?
No, that's it. They have the regular LPO deals and discounts that you guys can check out. We had a relatively quiet month. There wasn't really a huge press junket from AtGames this month, and we expect more in the future. And more leaks from Wagner.
And more leaks from Wagner's Tech Talk.
Our acquaintance.
There you go, Jamie. 60.39 arcades were ever built. There you go. We absolutely love that number. Chris Zeke, I love this comment. If I had unlimited space, I could get ice cold beer recreation just for looks. There you go. All righty there. All right. So when it comes to iArcade, they didn't do anything this week, did they? So I guess they're kind of taking the first week of the year off.
Michael's taking a long vacation.
Like they took off the last week of the year for the holidays, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
I was hoping this week they would at least release a game in the game store, and that didn't happen. So
yeah, it's a bit of a different start of the year for iArcade because they're not at CES, so there's no physical presence at the event. And on top of that, there's no media presence with their fan base. So, I mean, I don't want to be critical, but I do think, Michael deserves a break because literally he does everything. But at the same time, maybe that wasn't the best planning because this is the time when your most hungry and ravenous fans are going to be looking for news and updates while the other companies are doing some stuff. They want some news from some idea of future games, and maybe iArcade's not in the position to offer that right now.
Yep. All right, guys, got to give you a couple of heads up for our online gaming community. So your average gamer tomorrow, Saturday, is doing a live stream plus a big Killer Instinct tournament. So if you're an ArcadeOneUp cabinet owner and want to get it on the action, possibly win some prizes, etc., you can go to his YouTube channel, check out the stream that's scheduled for tomorrow, and sign up for the link so you can get in on some Killer Instinct action for Saturday. And then on Sunday, on Mike of All Trades, Moat, we all love Moat. Moat's doing a Killer Instinct 2 tournament. So you guys want to go to his channel and go to the links under his video that he's got scheduled for Sunday, sign up for the tournament, and possibly win some prizes, as well as just have fun gaming with the community. So big shout out to these guys for putting in the work, putting on these tournaments, trying to increase community engagement. We all really appreciate that. And also, I got to tell you, Mike, when I watched your guys, go back and watch Michael B the Game Genie's Killer Instinct live stream earlier this week. Mike, you gave me FOMO. You're making me want to buy the Killer Instinct cabinet, the ArcadeOneUp one, because I don't know about you guys. You guys let me know in the live chat. I find it difficult to watch Michael B when he does a gameplay live stream because whenever I watch him, I feel like I'm watching a little kid at Christmas playing with their presents. And Mike, you're just so charming and addictive to what is it called? Just watching you play makes you want to play with you. You know what I mean? Like I wish we were in the same room, like sharing Nintendo controllers. You know what I mean? So yeah, good stuff. So your live stream, you were having so much fun, and the live chat was having so much fun watching you get your ass kicked at Killer Instinct. You gave me FOMO.
I won a few games. I've got a secret weapon, which is really bad internet. So while people are freaking out about the screen glitching, I'm on to my next move, baby.
Yep.
Well, I must say, I played Michael B in Blitz, and he wasn't a teddy bear at all. He was more like a cocaine bear. And he came out ravishly and attacked me for no reason.
So Tech Buzz, I said he gave me FOMO. Not that I bought a cabinet. I didn't actually buy it. But, Mike, you gave me FOMO. You made me super excited about the Killer Instinct stuff. And it just so happens there's a couple big tournaments going on this week. And I think they're giving away real belts, like replica pro wrestling belts. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, can you imagine
really cool.
winning that?
Yeah.
Like, man, if I was good at Killer Instinct and won that and wore that belt, oh my God, that would be kind of fun.
So there's a possibility about doing a Blitz tournament later on down the road, and you're pretty good at Blitz, so maybe PDubs, you should think about playing some Blitz with us.
Blitz or Mortal Kombat, maybe. 360 gave us a $2 super chat. D Love, are you in the KI tourneys this weekend? Sorry.
I'm not sure. I got to take my daughter back to school, college this weekend on Saturday, so I probably won't make UAGs depending on what the timing is. But I may be able to do
scared
because I prefer KI1 over 2 because I'm new at both of them. But I think I'm a little better at 1. But I definitely will check. I'm gonna try to get in either on Saturday or Sunday, depending on what the timing is.
I thought you were hungry like the wolf. Where's your hunger for competition, Carol?
Hey, I got to get my daughter back to school, so family comes first. Games come second, but I'm definitely gonna make every attempt to do so for sure.
Now,
you and I are definitely get together because I need to get some revenge off that blitz on some KI.
Well, one thing to note, my dudes, is what was I going to say? Let's pivot back. We got to wrap up iArcade, and then we got a lot of ArcadeOneUp stuff we got to talk about. iArcade, obviously, slow start to the year. You expect them to do a little something during the CES. Everyone else is doing a little something. We got some leaks. We got some reveals. Would have been nice to see at least a game being released. So iArcade, if they're off to a slow start, I hope they, heat things up, man. They got to do something. There've been a lot of videos, and we've said it 1,000 times over. All of last year, iArcade just needs to give us games, plus fix the user interface, things like that. And let's hope this shit happens, man, because it's kind of sad when you got nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? I like having stuff to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. What do you guys think?
Well, we can always play royalty-free music on the jam box on this. So.
Unico was at CES, guys. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Did anyone know Unico was at CES?
I heard they were supposed to be. I didn't think they made it.
I don't think they actually made it.
Is it? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to get yelled at for my mispronunciation. It's Unico, right? Unico? I said Unico.
Do you remember the WWE wrestler named Hunico? You say it like that. Unico.
Unico. Okay, so they were actually at CES, but I don't think anyone walked past their booth or saw them. So hang on. I'm going to show you guys the picture.
Charlie Chuck said they are in a hotel room, game room, similar to ArcadeOneUp.
Nope. They actually have a booth on the floor. I'm going to find it for you guys here. Just bear with me 1 second. I wasn't prepared for this. This is a very on-the-fly show. This isn't a very heavily produced show. I just actually remembered this. So, hang on 1 quick second here. I think that they're going to be releasing their Phoenix monitors. I think we might see those next week or the week after. We might see something about the Phoenix monitors, the monitor replacements.
I'm waiting for you to pull it up because I know what you're doing. So I'm not going to say anything until you pull up your picture.
Don't wreck my joke, Mike. Don't wreck my joke.
No, I'm trying not to.
All right, guys. So Unico was at CES. This is an exclusive photo of the Unico booth right here at CES, guys. Just so you know, it's right there.
You know what's ridiculous about this? You pull this up in Facebook and you see all the ridiculous memes underneath of it that we send to each other. Just a little insight into the garbage dog pile of gunk that we talk about to each other.
I mean, Toy Shock was there, and they brought the same pinball machines they had. Plus, they had 2 or 3 of the tabletop pinball machines that they've been working on, trying to find distributors to distribute those in the United States. So obviously that makes sense why Toy Shock was at CES trying to find distributors to get those machines in the United States, but Unico was not there. I think that was, I love this picture.
So
I love that picture.
Friend of the show, Atul, actually did reach out to Unico and did try to communicate with them to ask what was happening. They did indicate to him that one of their representatives was supposed to be at the show, but unfortunately had a very serious medical condition and collapsed on the way to the show. They were there to show off their 19-inch and 26-inch Phoenix Sirius monitors. So, I don't think that's an excuse that would be made up. Like, if you're going to make a make-up excuse, you would say, like, oh, due to part shortages, we couldn't be there, but make sure to pre-order because everything's totally cool. So,
or they would have said something like they had to go to a family reunion or something.
Yeah, some kind of bullshit like that. So,
Do you guys remember when Unico a couple of years ago had a big CES announcement, and it was just
yeah.
the riser.
Yeah.
And they did
Was
that
that
to
CES?
unqualified, and they did that to unqualified critics a couple of years ago. They're like, "Let's book an interview. We want to talk about new stuff." And all they showed was a riser. Like, if I was unqualified critics, I would have been so pissed. Like, you came on my show and this is all you showed.
Well, he
Oh my
probably
God.
But
knew
some
it.
people did. But some people did buy it and put their PartyCades on top of it and various other things. So it must have worked to a degree. What were you saying, Mike?
I bought the riser. I didn't.
Yeah, of course you did.
I didn't really like the riser because it raised it up, honestly, even at the lowest level. What I thought was a little bit too high for what the unit was. So I think more so the units that was it Bobby Boo made, the 4-inch riser or the 5-inch riser, that was the right distance it needed to come up. The actual Unico riser itself lifted it a little bit too high, in my opinion.
All right, my dudes. So let's start talking about some of this ArcadeOneUp stuff. I'm sure you guys have been beaten over the head with it all week. Carl, have you shown this to anyone else, or is this all
No.
new stuff?
No.
Okay,
it's
so
all-
we got some new assets and things that got put together for the show. Big shout out to Detroit Love for putting together these little. We got some materials you guys might find interesting. So taking a look here, this is the evolution of your Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. It's kind of a shame that it took 4 or 5 years to get here, but hey, we're here now. The deluxe cabinets are probably the closest in, I guess the word is, replication to an original arcade that we've seen so far from ArcadeOneUp. So that is something to put in the win column. What do you guys think about this? Let us know in the live chat. What do you guys think of the look at that old school Gen 1 on the left? Then we had what is that, about Gen 3, 4 in the middle? And then
right.
the
That was
deluxe.
the legacy, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or the
What do you
30th.
guys? Yeah. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know. What do you guys think? Go ahead, guys.
Well, the good thing about a quarter has two sides, and I'm excited about the change because I'm a big fan of arcade. And you can't say timing. I mean, these guys they started off with every machine looking exactly the same, right? They had these modes, they had this production line. That's what they bought into. They clearly didn't know they were going to be this successful at the beginning, and so they started making what they could from that same shell. As the fan base bought these things, said, "Boy, it'd be great if you can put a coin door." They started, "Oh, we'll put a sticker on it," because most people didn't like that billboard, right? And then we said, that sticker is we'd rather have a regular, full coin door. We wanted backlit marquee, so they kept listening to all the feedback. We want it to be shaped more like the Midway cabinet, you know what I mean? And over time, they listened to all these things, and all these things cost money, obviously. And so they always got to wrestle with the price versus what the features that people want. So I think this deluxe cabinet is exactly what the fans have been waiting for and asking for all these years. So I'm excited that they got here. I'll make the comparison to, say a Camry. A Toyota brings out a Camry every year, and people don't sit there and cry about it because that's what they say about the Pac-Man, which is the next slide. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
that's their moneymaker. You got to produce what your moneymaker is, and you can't be so selfish to say that new people can't get this deluxe cabinet because I bought this Gen 1 cabinet. That's just so selfish of you. You want the home arcade market to evolve, and that's what they're doing clearly. So you see the original cabinet on the far right. The deluxe is as close as you can get to that. Obviously there's some still changes they can do to make it exactly, but it's a far cry from Gen 1. Michael B, you're a fan of authentic looking cabinets. Am I crazy, or am I on target?
No, you're 100% on target. Of course, with Mortal Kombat, the one thing that I am never going to let down is this is not Mortal Kombat 2, it's Mortal Kombat Blue. I wish they went with the original artwork. I don't understand the addition of the blue in there. They did it with last year's Legacy, and now they're doing it with the Deluxe Edition. There's still time, friends. This is just a render. Change the art back to the original. You put so much time and effort into making the rest of the cab original. Change the artwork back. I guess they think the original artwork doesn't look good. They're wrong. People want original artwork. Change it back. So other than that, the big thing about this is the last cabinet was awesome. That form factor that they've developed there for the Midway cab is awesome. It's great. It's best arcade one-up form factor in the 3/4 scale they probably built to date in terms of comfort, ergonomics, playing. It's awesome. I was very excited about the prospect that they were going to come back out. Mortal Kombat 2 is my favorite artwork for the cabinet in the series. Probably my favorite game in the series, too. So I'm excited about all of this. The only thing is, I'm going to sell my MK30th mainly because I want a IPS monitor in it, and I'm still waiting for confirmation that this is going to be, in fact, a 4x3 IPS monitor instead of a 5x4 TN monitor. Once I have that, once I have a verified price point, even though I'm an idiot, and this will be my 4th ArcadeOneUp Mortal Kombat, hey, I'm an idiot with the expendable income to get it, and I don't mind changing it out to get the product that I want the most, even though the community expects us not to buy them as a call to action for ArcadeOneUp to bring out House of the Dead or something like that, which we'll talk about later. But I will buy my 4th Mortal Kombat if this is an IPS monitor and the price point is right.
Is crispy going to be the new buzzword of 2023 in this community? Crispy.
It's crispy. It's ArcadeOneUp's buzzword.
I'm seeing a lot of people saying crisp or crispy in the live chat. Did I miss an inside joke, guys? Let me know.
Yeah, if you were on the show the other night, in all of ArcadeOneUp's descriptions this year, this is their new business buzzword that they're using for their presentation. So each screen is crisp, the sound is crisp, the lighting is crisp. So crisp seems to be the word of the week at ArcadeOneUp in their descriptions for their products for these new Legacy Deluxe units and all their other products this year.
I got a question. So is that so you don't have to have any expectations, whether it's BOE or IPS or whatever? Just it's crisp, baby. That's all you need.
That's all that matters. It's just crisp.
All right, so this one right here, guys, super chat $2 from 360. No rollback, no spectate, no buy. Yeah, hopefully they add spectate mode to all the MK30th cabinet as well as this new deluxe cabinet coming out. Also, people were asking in the live chat, do we have 100% confirmation on the prices? Anybody on what these deluxe cabinets are going to be? Does anyone know?
Only price confirmation I have is Cool Toy's video. And I asked Cool Toy, I said, where did you get the information? He said it came directly from ArcadeOneUp. So I don't know if they gave him direct information or if he got it the same way everybody else did on the ArcadeOneUp site where the Klarna thing said $500.
So 500? Okay, 500.
Yeah.
Here's our evolution of Pac-Man. Again, Carl, thanks for putting this slide together. It's kind of sad that the Pac-Man artwork on the deluxe cabinet doesn't stretch all the way down to the bottom. But I guess where they have it cut off, maybe that's where the top is. This going to be like a top half on a bottom half? Is that what they're doing?
Yes.
So just like the XL cabinets, where you basically build a base and then put a cabinet on top of it, just like the AtGames Legends Ultimate, just like the iArcade, the MVSX, they're all kind of doing the same. So I guess the artwork is going to be on the top half of the cabinet, not the bottom. Is that right, Mike? Am I wrong?
No. So the problem with the artwork is the artwork that they're given for these cabinets, they cannot distort. So where the artwork on the original cabinet is so much wider, they can't stretch it to fit. So it has to remain in the correct dimensions. So as you can see on these other cabinets, they've kind of made choices. You either put it down at the bottom for it to fit, or you kind of put it in the middle for it to fit. Here, they decided that they wanted that accurate Pac-Man as close to the top as possible. The sacrifice we're getting is it doesn't go all the way down on the cabinet. It's the same with the Miss Pac-Man artwork. It's not perfect, but they can't stretch it.
The other option could have been like the Killer Instinct, just to make it bigger and lose part of the graphic,
That's right.
Spino's arm is off the back. So that's the compromise, because like Mike said, it's not as wide, so you cannot change that size without losing part of the graphic. So, that's because you would lose part of Pac-Man, so you can't really stretch it off the screen. That's the problem.
Restalgia, you've been quiet for a minute, man. What do you think about the evolution of Pac-Man here, the $500 pricing, the deluxe cabinets? What are your thoughts, my dude?
So it won't, in terms of the Mortal Kombat, it shouldn't surprise anybody that I disagree with Mike.
Here it goes, another year.
So I'll start off by saying, when Mike is talking about the original artwork, I do agree that people like the original artwork. I disagree that I think the original artwork looks better than what they've done. I think it's brighter, it's more, I don't know, I feel like it'll stand out more. I think what they've done with the artwork makes sense.
Who is the artwork for? Who are the cabs for?
anyone who wants one, baby.
Yeah, that's right, man. Like, make it yellow and pink and purple and put a big stupid Superman white logo on it. Beautiful.
These photos are. Why is the Gen 1 so small compared to the new one? Because the Gen 1s, they didn't have risers, my dude. So they were literally, you had to buy the risers separately. We did get a $2 super chat from She Lion, put in a quick hashtag Joe Crispy 1-ups. Crisp is the new word of the year. There you guys go. All right, let's go ahead and get this off the screen here. All right, there you guys are. You guys are looking devilishly handsome tonight. Thanks as always.
I showered.
Yep.
It's a good bar to reach, Mike.
Now, before we deep dive into some of these other products here, whatchamacallit, did you guys catch? I'm sure some of you came over. Big shout out to B Kong. I think he sent some viewers our way. Did you guys catch B Kong's stream as well as the quick interview him and Justin had with? Is his name Cyrus? Cyrus
The Virus. That's him.
Cyrus the Virus. That whenever I hear Cyrus, I think of John Malkovich and Con Air. Cyrus the Virus. Did you guys catch it? What did you guys think about it? You know what? I gotta say something. And this isn't because B Kong and I are friends, but I personally feel B Kong asked him some great questions. Like he kind of really asked him the kind of questions that you wouldn't expect B to ask. B asked. Like he was pretty hardcore, telling him what frustrations the community had, what we would like to see changed. I thought
take no buy, baby.
Yeah, I thought Cyrus did a great job of answering the questions. I actually liked the way he conducted himself.
I like Cyrus a lot. Yeah.
Honestly, I know there's a lot of you guys out there who love John D. And if you guys love John D, all my hats off to you. But I could go for having a little more Cyrus in my life. I think Cyrus did a pretty good job representing that brand tonight on that interview. Pitbull gave us a $2 super chat. $600. I'll bet my left nut it is. Whoa, man, calm down. Calm down. Holy cow. This was the big question I wanted answered. Now, here's the funny thing. They kept saying they think it's BOE. They don't know if it's BOE. The monitor from every camera angle didn't look great on those deluxe cabinets, but they did say they're prototype cabinets. And maybe if they're prototype cabinets where they just threw the old TN monitors in to have them ready for the show, maybe that's the thing. But the monitors didn't look great on that stream, So no confirmation about the monitors.
In the wording for the KI Pro cabinet, they made sure they said beautiful IPS monitor. Now on these wordings, they're using that buzzword crisp, but they're not verifying what type of monitor it is. I will tell you that this line is going to be dead in the water if it's a TN monitor. Now, John D did say on that show with B Kong a couple weeks ago that no more IPS going forward. So hopefully these are IPS, because the minute I find out that these are TN, I'm out on all of them. I don't care how good something looks. If you do not offer a monitor that is I have two of the cabinets with the new TN monitors they had last year, and the monitors aren't great, but I'm not buying any more that have them. Let's just put it that way. Now they could get new TN monitors that are a little bit better. Let's be honest. The problem with those TN monitors they had last year was the backlighting, because there's good TN monitors, like the TN monitor that's in the iArcade. You don't get the same level of washout from certain angles on that. And even the original ArcadeOneUp cabinets had better viewing angles and less washout than these new TN monitors. So if they had TN monitors with better backlighting, that would make it a little bit better. But I mean, IPS should be the standard. That was what we were used to. Taking a step back to TN was a very weird choice on their part.
I mean, again, guys, we don't have 100% confirmation what the monitor is. They were adamant that these were prototypes built for the show. They did not look like nice BOE monitors to me. I'm sorry if that upsets people. I'm sorry, but they just didn't look great, in my opinion.
But we can confirm that the monitors are at least 60.39%.
They're more crisp, 60.39% more crisp. I mean, why not just simply say something as simple as, hey, we threw a couple of TN monitors in here for the show, but by the time this product ships, it's going to have BOE monitors. Why not say something as simple as that? Because they know the diehards were looking for that information. Another $2 super chat here from Old Blue Eyes. The monitors are fine. The slanted angle distorts. Yeah, that was the other thing which I brought up in a video I did yesterday too, was is it because they're laid so far back we just can't capture it well on screen, on camera? That's also something to be aware of. Again, guys, we're not throwing stones because we just don't know. 360, $2. He says Restalgia's a supreme kind of dude. Restalgia, what's your response to that?
I said it in the chat. I said that the best ArcadeOneUp machine that has ever been released was the Supreme partnership that they did. That thing was just a masterpiece, and it's a welcome addition to any real man's collection, Mike. Any real man's collection.
You're really pushing Mike's nerves tonight.
So-
I can tell.
Now, another thing to go back on, these monitors might not be BOE, but we also need to be clear that BOE is a brand. It's a brand.
Yes,
It's not
when
a
we say
version.
BOE, we all mean the BOE
IPS monitor.
the BOE IPS monitor that we're used to, because they haven't once put a BOE TN monitor in here. It's always been a BOE IPS. People always want to get hung up on every little acronym. Calm down. Everything's
And
fine.
IPS actually stands for Super TFFT monitor, and a TFFT monitor will be pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Well,
All
maybe
right.
they're just
So
gonna put some random mileage in that since they're gambling in Vegas this week. And tell them which one you're going to get.
You know what they're going to do moving forward? They're going to get rid of all the monitors. They're just going to put up a blank slate, like a projector sheet, and get one of those tiny pocket projectors and just project the image onto a blank panel. That's going to be the next move.
yes. All right, so let's get off that. Honestly, I thought, and if this upsets some people or if they think I'm just sticking up for my buddies, I honestly thought B and Justin did a good job with that interview. They asked some really tough questions. They did kind of, put some things in front of ArcadeOneUp, frustrations that a lot of us have been feeling. I thought that they did the community justice. The one thing I'm disappointed in is Cyrus confirmed everything we wanted to know, except he was wiffle waffling on the monitor a little bit. So. Yeah. That's the only thing. So let's see what happens with that. $2 again from Old Blue Eyes. The monitors are fine. The slanted. Oh, we already got that one earlier, my dudes. All right, let's dive into this. So, guys, Infinity Game Table, 18.5 inches. Michael B., what are your thoughts, my dude?
I only watched the CNET video today. I know you did a reaction video to it yesterday, PDubs, but I never got a chance to watch it until today. And I think the guy in the CNET video kind of knocked it out of the park on this. I really like the Infinity Game Table at the price I paid for it, which was $5.99 Canadian. I don't know what the conversion is. That works out to $4 something US for the 24-inch. This is even smaller. It's going to be portable, so that's good for Carl. It has a handle and a battery. But this is smaller, and it's still going to be $500. So I think he nailed it on the fact that this is really cool. And I think this could be a very cool product for ArcadeOneUp. I really like mine, but I've always thought the price point was a little bit high on the Infinity Game Table. So I think at $500 US, I mean, Jesus Christ, there's some deals out there where you can get Infinity Game Tables, like even the 32-inch, for about $500 over Christmas. So, I mean, to ask it for a smaller, more portable version, while it might be easier to put away, and maybe that's their mindset. The reason why this maybe isn't a successful product as they originally thought was that it was too cumbersome in the home, and maybe a smaller version would be better. I always thought it was the price point was a difficult barrier to entry to bringing in casuals that would actually pick this up and play with their family.
Your gaming techies here. Guys, make sure you check out your gaming techie on YouTube. So, for instance, like I've done a review of the Infinity Game Table. I've also did a 6 months later review. I've had a lot of people ask me to do a 1 year later review, which I'm thinking about doing, but I don't know for sure if I will or not. But if you guys are looking for more day-to-day content on the Infinity Game Table, he's one of the go-to channels. He's a big fan of that product. He's covered it a whole bunch. Every game that gets released, he does a really good job. He says, excited to see a more travel-friendly version. But more important, if this is releasing in spring, that means they have plans for more games and will support it in 2023, which is good news. So that's the feedback from your gaming techie. Restalgia, what is your response to him? Because I know you're eager to talk about this table.
I don't want to make anyone feel bad, but the fact that we even said that, it looks like they're going to support the product in 2023 blows my mind. like that's even in question. I have never liked these things. I personally
We
think-
know. We
I
know.
think this thing is a waste of space. I don't understand it. I get there's a market for it, but
Yeah.
it's just a glorified tablet that you're paying 3x for. It's just not it's not my jam. And if it is yours, you do you, but I'd much rather go and like half these games I'm never gonna play. So I'd rather go and I'd rather just buy the physical board game and then play that with my family. It's just my thoughts on it. I don't know. I don't see anything on here that would drive, I guess, the market. Like I would have thought they would try to do like unique games, like if they got a license for like Dungeons and Dragons, and then you could do something dope like that. Or if you're getting like some of these, I don't want to call them indie board games or indie card games, but something different than like Monopoly. That's kind of my thought. I thought they were going to go in that direction. They didn't, and it just like further compounded the fact that I think these things suck. That's just sorry.
No, man, that's okay. Oh, wait, hold on. That's CasinoKade. Sorry, guys. Let me flip back. Yeah, no major like game announcements were given along with the product. I think that would have kind of helped. Like, hey guys, we're coming out with this new table. Plus, all you existing owners, we also have XYZ coming soon. Like, I really wish they had tied something into it. The CNET guy, the CNET interview, that was great. He was basically saying this thing should have been $200. That's basically what he said, versus 500. I myself, like a lot of people, I feel like 500 is a bit much. Rainwater Games put out a very interesting video. Yes, it was either yesterday or today, saying, "Hey, where did ArcadeOneUp get this idea from?" Because there's another product similar to this called the Last Game Board, which also retails for $900, but does so much more than the Infinity Game Table. We're talking you could live stream from it. You could actually put your pieces on the table, and the pieces will interact with the table and do things. It's a very, very interesting product. I know the Dice Tower is going to be releasing a review video for that product. It's been in development for a couple of years. It went through a Kickstarter. Next week, they're going to be putting out footage for that. So make sure you guys check out the Dice Tower on YouTube. But that Last Game Board is like, and also the kind of games included on it are your Dungeons and Dragons, your Roll20 type games, right? Those seem like to be for that target audience. Like this product here is, it just seems to me it's a family thing. Like for Mike and his kids, like let's play Candyland, let's play Monopoly, right, Mike? Like the real serious. Yeah,
I got my father-in-law over and I played chess and he didn't really understand it. So I took his queen because he mistook his queen for his rook. Didn't have his glasses on. Gotcha, old man.
I don't know. I see this in like even games like Simon. Like if you've ever actually played Simon, the whole point of it is that you've got a device in your hand and you get the tactile clicks and you're doing like
whoa. Are you mansplaining trouble to us?
Mansplaining.
Can you just let us enjoy our lives, Restalgia? Why do you got to be like this all the time? Obviously, we know what trouble is. We know how to play it.
I didn't say trouble.
So
no, something I found interesting that I wasn't aware when looking at this product. I didn't realize they have the ability to purchase games. So there's a list of games that you can purchase, and then they also have, which Michael really made me excited, you can actually buy a battery for your regular table, so you don't have to have it next to the wall where the plug is. So I was excited about that. There was, I wasn't excited for the $200 price for the battery, but it was nice that it was an option.
It's funny because
nothing like overspending on a product that you've already overspent on.
Yeah, it's funny because the price for the battery is the price that the Infinity Game Board should be, probably.
Right.
Yeah. So one thing that I was very disappointed in seeing from the stream tonight, I thought everything the guys did was great. I think we got some pretty good responses. I thought Cyrus did a really good job. I thought B and Consulkiss asked some good questions. I'm a little curious, confused as to why the CasinoKade wasn't actually in the room and they weren't able to show it off like the deluxe
I know the
cabinets.
answer to that.
They said it was on some press tour throughout the show.
It's currently
weird timing.
It's currently dating Kylie Jenner in Milan to an opening. So it's not available.
Like, where did it go? Like, like I was really wanting those guys to get in there with the cameras and talk about it. and it wasn't in the room. Like they knew those guys were coming. Like they knew they speak directly to their core audience. Like, why not make sure that damn product is in the room when those guys are there and then send it on its way? But I guess it didn't work out. I guess
Well,
it didn't work out.
I don't know if this is for their core audience.
Mike's exactly right.
No. Those guys speak for like their core community customers, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I understand.
Justin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whereas,
Yeah, they did not want B and Justin to look at it. They were like, these guys are going to shit all over it. Get it out of here.
I would love for ArcadeOneUp to kind of like, it would be a fun picture. It would kind of be a way for them to kind of troll back at some people, but I don't think I wouldn't take it personally in any way. Can you imagine if they go down to the casino floor of whatever hotel they're at with the CasinoKade and get a whole bunch of, let's just say the over 70 crowd? Like
exactly what I was going to say.
Like have them all circled around the CasinoKade, like with thumbs up and everything, like taking a picture. And if ArcadeOneUp posts that picture of like a whole bunch of over 70 players around this cabinet, that might be the marketing picture of the year. You know what I mean? I would love it. I would not be mad. I'd be like, they got us back. You know what I mean? Like that would be a great photo.
I think will be. I think. Unfortunately, it would probably be awkward the same way you have those tall guys stooping down to play the 3/4 scale, right? All these old people gonna be looking over the glass at this little tiny screen that they put on this CasinoKade. Considering that's their audience, I think the screen should have been bigger. But I understand it's a touch screen, so they obviously get more pricey the bigger you get them. But I think for the audience that they're going after, you should have had a bigger screen for that, the primary screen.
Yep. How is the responsiveness on the Infinity game table? Because I would imagine that whatever the touch panel that they're using here is going to be the identical digitizer that they put on it. So
I did some pretty serious testing by having my 6-year-old daughter play the memory game on it, and it seemed pretty responsive.
Yeah. So like, would you say it's like iPad level responsive or like no name brand Android $60 tablet level responsive?
My 6-year-old daughter said it was fun.
Good answer. $60 tablet. All right, let's move on.
Wait, go back. The appearance. Well, actually, you know what? This picture actually shows it even better. I was going to talk about how narrow this thing is on the top half of the cabinet because you just have a couple of what appear to be small tablet screens in the top half of this cabinet. It's obviously not very wide. It's not really arcade shaped, if you will. It's it's tall and skinny, much like you would see on a real slot machine in a casino. So this thing doesn't really take up a whole ton of real estate. But guys, do me a favor, guys? I don't want to do the polls in the chat because then it blocks the chat. Do you want PartyCades of these? If so, press 1. If you're not interested at all in these products, press 0 in the live chat. I noticed the couple of videos I've done where I've talked about this product, I've seen a lot of people say they want PartyCades of these instead of a standing cabinet. Mike, what do you think about that? Like, I'm already seeing the ones starting to come in. Like, people want this as a PartyCade instead of a full-size cabinet. What do you think, buddy?
So you know how sometimes they throw in tin signs and stools and stuff to make the prices work? Mm-hmm. I think they threw in a base here to make the price work. I don't think there is PartyCades coming. I think that this is a PartyCade, and they were like, "Shit, we still got to sell it for $600. Throw a base."
What about you, Restalgia? What do you think? Should this have been a PartyCade, or should they still do a PartyCade option?
I think it should be both. I think a PartyCade makes sense. You can wall mount it, save space. You could do a line of them on one of the walls. I don't know. You could do some fun stuff with it. I have absolutely no problem with this form factor. I think the market in which is going to be most interested in this is going to be totally fine with the form factor that they're currently promoting. I think this product is going to be the type of product anyone can put in a quote-unquote game room, bar, wherever it is, and it will draw attention whether it's for their core demographic or not. I can't think of any scenario where there's not at least somebody interested in playing around with the slot machine.
Yeah, I'm with Restalgia on this. Like, this product is 100% not for me. I have zero interest in it at all, but I do think it can still be very successful for ArcadeOneUp. Like, I can see my mom having a blast on this. I can see lots of old ladies. I got to be careful saying that. I can see lots of older people of both sexes enjoying this. I think that there's lots of people out there, wives, and I've said it on my stream, that would love to have something that's just bright and fun in the arcade. They might not necessarily want to play NBA Jam with me, but they'll hang out in the arcade with me and play the slots for a bunch of time. I think this is it's a good bet for ArcadeOneUp as a product. People can pick it apart, and we never really got into a chance to really look at the design and stuff, and maybe that's been done to death. But in that CNET video, I saw some stuff that the images and stuff didn't really show. There's actually lights in that bezel that go around and stuff like that, and it's small pieces like that that add a little bit more, feel to it. It was probably not super expensive to do, but with such a big bezel, that's a nice touch to kind of, add some value to the cab and excitement. So it does look like a Vegas machine, and this could be fun. I don't know if it's a $600 machine. Geez, that price point seems crazy, but hopefully it does well. People pick it up, and it funds ArcadeOneUp to make stuff I will buy.
Well, Mike, you were saying that you didn't want to say that this is older females, but the reality of the situation is their current market base, I would say, is probably heavily dominated by men who are buying the arcades
that are 30 years old.
It could be 25, who knows? But my point is, their current demographic is heavily dominated by men. This is a product, in my opinion, that is going to appeal to more women than to men. And in terms of like a marketing perspective, women make 80% of the consumer decisions. So if ArcadeOneUp is able to market a product like this to the demographic that makes the majority of the consumer purchasing decisions, it's going to be successful. And something like slots is like universal. Everyone from every language will look at a slot machine and they know exactly what it is. So it's a natural progression for the company.
Brad, just a quick point. Papa Brad's in the comment, and he said it's too small. But Brad, you can't say that again. That's a trigger word. Restalgia's heard that too much in his life. We can't have that said in the comments.
It's painful. It's painful, and I would appreciate it if you were a little bit more sensitive, sir.
So taking a look here, I've been kind of scrolling through the games list while you guys have been talking. There's a number of games on here, 20-some games, several Wheel of Fortune games, Mahjong, Sudoku, Spider Solitaire, Poker, Mahjong again, Solitaire, Joker, Poker, Blackjack. You know what's interesting, though? I didn't see any... Is this the entire list? I didn't see any Marilyn Monroe Elvis stuff. Wasn't that teased in one of their... in the Reddit leaks? Like, where's the Marilyn Monroe and the Elvis? Or are those going to be separate games?
So you know who owns the rights to the property Elvis? Anything with Elvis on it. You know who owns that?
I know.
You know? And I'll tell you when they're going to drop the announcement for that. At Shaq's Funhouse Super Bowl weekend.
Right. Yeah. It's actually true. Shaq owns like a bunch. Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, all those people. He's a straight up businessman. But the other thing too is when you're looking at like roulette, it just says roulette. It doesn't say if it's like a themed roulette, or if there's any IP attached to it. So who knows? Maybe there's going to be some stuff there. But I think in terms of what you're asking, PDubs, it makes sense for them to push this out the way it's branded, and then they have like revisions and versions of this that have different artwork and different themes, right?
Didn't hear you.
It's possible. Yeah, I don't know. I do like that they're thrown in the casino, like the other casino games, like the card games and things like that.
Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of videos here. Let's see, guys. Let me know if this really pumps you up, if this excites you for these products. We will be right back.
not going to say I'm that much more excited. Than
was that the Detroit Love? Was that the original music that they put on that commercial, or did
No,
you have to change?
I changed it.
Changed it. Yeah,
Right.
he changed it so we wouldn't get any kind of copyright claim. But all right,
Good man.
all right. So, but yeah, there you go. So those are going to be coming out. Did we get a confirmed price on these, or did at least Cool Toy get the confirmed price?
The price that Cool Toy had was $600. I think that's what the CNET guy said as well. I think all the prices are pretty much confirmed now. The goal, like the max price for these legacy cabs, according to Cyrus, is $500. They're still shooting for lower for the deluxe cabs. They're legacy cabs, legacy deluxe, and then the that Infinity game board is $500, and then the CasinoKade is $599. That's what we know so far.
All right, let's get off of that because let's be honest, it's product probably it's not targeted for all of us, right?
No,
I
not
mean,
at all.
just real quick, let's try to answer it like in less than 10 seconds. Who do you think the target audience is for the CasinoKades? Who do you think it is?
Mama and them
Like mama
and them.
and them.
Right.
What about
my
you?
aunties, my mom, grandma and them? I mean, her sisters too.
What about you, Restalgia? Do you plan on the millennials all in a rave about the
I do not think
CasinoKade?
this is not a millennial product. I think the target demographic for this is women aged 40 to 64, not 65. 64
Wrong.
specifically.
Wrong. It's starting at the top end and going higher.
I don't know, man.
All right.
I will say a segment of the current fan base has asked for some kind of gambling machine, really a slot machine, to be offered to go in their arcade, but I think they mainly wanted more of those bar top type ones. So this may appeal to them, but I do believe it's a market outside of ArcadeOneUp's current user base that they're trying to bring in new customers with. They're reaching here.
And it's also for anybody who wants some shiny things in their game room.
Yeah.
You know, something other than the games. Some people get the jukebox. They got the little shinies 50s type jukebox. Some people got, the popcorn maker and the gumball machine. Now they have a whiz bang boom CasinoKade to go in that empty corner. They couldn't find anything for. It's too narrow for anything else. This thing fits perfectly.
Can't you guys all wouldn't your wives be interested in having something like this? Like if you brought this home, they would
My
certainly
wife
be
would.
more interested in this than your arcade.
Well,
Right.
my wife is interested in it. She because like I've told people, whenever we go to the casinos, all she wants to do is play slot machines. Like she also only plays like the penny slots, so that way she doesn't lose that much money. She'll make $40 last a while. You know what I mean? Like win some, lose some, win some, lose some. But
Yeah, if I got it from my wife, I would stand right next to her with a cigarette. Just to give her that authentic casino feeling.
I will give you an accurate description of how this will go with my wife. I would put it in my arcade, and she'd be like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm having a good time. How much you pay for it? Only $600 US." And then I would have a black eye.
All right, let's play this quick video here that Carl, he probably added different music on this one.
No,
as
don't
well.
don't do that one. Don't do that one.
Don't
Do the
do that
ones that
one?
Justin them are showing here.
Uh,
On the actual Pac-Man Deluxe.
where are
It's in
those
the it's in the
videos?
video clips on the
Oh,
let's see.
okay. Well, let's take a look at this.
So the speakers are coming from the top here, and it's really shooting down, filling up this entire cavity of space. It's actually really loud, so improved speakers for sure in these cabinets. So that's actually a really big plus.
Oh, okay. Okay. What'd you guys think about that? Big shout out. Hey, I didn't even know those were there. Big shout out to B Kong and Justin Consulkits for sending us that clip.
Ridiculous. He's playing Pac-Man he's playing on a Pac-Man machine, and he's not even demoing Pac-Man.
He's playing Rolling Thunder.
let's see what the other one was.
It
We're
sounded pretty
seeing-
loud. It sounded
Yeah.
pretty loud. Should we do it
Well,
again? Should we do it one more time?
The Pac-Mans usually sound pretty loud, PDubs. That's been a problem since Wave 1.
Oh, that's right. The Pac-Man 40th. You couldn't put it above volume 2. Anything above 2. And it was
Break your windows.
I think the other video
mind
is
blowing.
Class of '82. So let's see what he's playing on this one.
all right. Let's take a look. Class of 80.
So this volume is at full blast on the ArcadeOneUp new deluxe cabs. These speakers are freaking loud, and they sound really crisp. They're really good highs, nice lows. This is part of the deluxe cab sound. It's super loud. Nice improved speakers at the very least.
They're gonna
He
pull the
said
Houdini
crisp.
switch.
He said crisp. Is that really going to be the word of the year, Chris? Did you hear him? He said, thanks again, guys. Man, the cabinets did sound loud. They sounded
Are
pretty
these
good.
production units or are these demos? Because like
These
we're
are-
talking about the screens looking bad, and people are saying, well, maybe they just kind of slopped it together. Maybe those aren't the speakers you're going to get in final production.
Well-
Wouldn't that be funny?
Here's the thing. Usually the final production, they don't have those cabs. Like we all know that. Like you go back to when Twisted Chris got his demo cab of KI. He was supposed to be the beta tester. He got his cabinet the same time they arrived at the ports to go out to the retailers. So I doubt these are final cabinets that they currently have there.
So maybe these guys have Bose systems in there, and then what we're going to end up getting is like the cheap $2 speakers. Who knows?
Now, I hate to be a critical negative Nancy, but I think it would have been nice to get some different games. You know what I mean? Like these are the same games we've already seen on all their other cabinets. I'm guessing they're going to have shared leaderboards, which is probably a big reason why we're getting the same games on different variations of cabinets. That way everyone's on the same leaderboards. But would it have been too much trouble to throw a couple of more games or maybe swap a couple out and put something different in? You know what I mean? Like it's the same games. What do you guys think? Are you guys okay with the same lineup or did you want something different? Let me know.
I'm on two minds about it. I will tell you this: they had 3 Pac-Man Bandai Namco cabinets to get out there, so I don't know how many more games you're going to put on each cabinet, with it making it a little bit different between the 3. I'm on two minds because I will tell you one of the biggest reasons outside of the, in my opinion, not so great art on the Yoga Flame cabinet, even though it was a great game lineup, the reason that I was hesitant to pick up a new Yoga Flame cabinet was the fact that the game list didn't have a lot of the games that I really liked from the first year's Capcom legacy. Like it was missing 1944, it was missing Ghosts and Goblins, it was missing, I think it might have had Strider. So I do like the uniformity, especially if we're going to be upgrading for features on the cabinet, that you don't lose some of the games when you're going to a new cabinet. And I do like the opportunity for people that are first-time buyers, people that maybe missed last year's cabinet, that they can go buy the exact same games lineup. They don't miss out and say, oh, I don't like this games lineup as much as the one from last year. The perspective you're coming for is for mainly returning customers, and for returning customers, they probably have the exact same opinion as you. I got to buy this new cabinet because it's just got a slightly better look and I don't even get any new games. Bullshit.
Miss Pac-Man's looking kind of cute here. What do you think?
Yeah.
Good looking cabinet.
That's awesome.
It's a good looking cabinet. I'm talking about the cabinet, the arcade machine.
That's not how it came off.
Not
You're talking about that an anime
Bolt does
character that you
something
think
for
is
you,
pretty
PDubs.
cute.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what else Carl put on this little slideshow for us. Thanks so much, Carl. Guys, let us know in the live chat. What do you think about Miss Pac-Man? It's a Pac-Man cabinet. All right, let's go here. Did you give us the games list, Carl? All right, here we go. So,
See, that's different.
Okay, so different games list.
Dragon Buster and King and Balloons.
I'm so thankful they have Pac-Man on here. It's arguably the best Pac-Man game that's ever existed.
Yeah, I would buy that today if they had Pac-Man instead of Pac-and-Pals or Pac-Mania.
They're never going to put Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man on a cabinet together.
Right.
They got to sell
Why would
cabinets. They're not about selling
Well,
experience.
right, because if they do that, then they're gonna have to make what Junior Pac-Man, right? Because Baby Pac-Man. Because
They're never,
gonna be some
ever going to put Pac-Man and
hanky
Miss
going
Pac-Man on a cabinet.
I see why. I see what they're trying to do.
Because, the Class of 81 cabinet, it got a lot of heat last year because it doesn't actually have the Class of 81 ROM, you know what I mean, where you can unlock Pac-Man on that cabinet, because it's just basically they got Miss Pac-Man and Galaga on the same cabinet, but it's not the one where you can unlock regular Pac-Man. And it got a lot of heat over that. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing this year as well on these cabinets. Like Mike said, they're not putting them on the same cabinet. I don't understand why. Why again, Mike? Why do you think that is? You just said they're never going to do it, but
because
why?
they can sell both. If they put Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man on one cabinet, people are like, "Hey, I can either buy this one or this one." If they put Miss Pac-Man on one cabinet and Pac-Man on the other, well, I got to buy both to get both.
Yep. So now you can see both sides of the cabinet here, and it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I mean, from a Class of 81 perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Carl, are you going to be getting one? Carl, do you still have the Gen 1 Pac-Mans in your basement?
I've never bought a Pac-Man because they didn't look authentic enough. So These definitely got me going, but I got this new deal. I can't just go out and buy one and sneak it in the basement anymore. So I have to actually tell her about it and
You
agree
just
to.
ask AI to give you a little.
Yeah, he helped me with the apology, so I was able to smooth that over pretty quickly. So kudos for that. But yeah, these definitely are. Again, I'm in a boat where I would rather, if I'm going to buy one, I would want Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man on the same cabinet, and they keep playing with me. So that's the reason why I hadn't purchased any in the past, as well as the look. But these look so nice, I might have to choose, because these looks just like my numbskull, which is why I bought numbskull, because it looked like the real one.
These look great. I will be very honest with you. The other day after these were announced, I basically started getting things ready to list my Pac-Man cabinet. And no, I'm serious. I was getting.
Oh my gosh!
I was getting things ready to list my Pac-Man cabinet now, and my not my new Pac-Mania cabinet. I'm going to keep that one for a while, but my legacy first year legacy Bandai Namco and my Miss Pac-Man cabinet to buy these. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. But then I stopped and I was like, I don't know what the screen is like, and I would be very heartbroken if I sold my Pac-Man Gen 1 or whatever the Gen Pac-Man was, Gen 3, and then I got this and it had a TN monitor where the screen wasn't very good. So I got to wait on these. I'm not going to do anything right now before I buy something.
Well, you do have some options, right? Can't you buy the new one, swap the monitors, and then sell the other one?
No, because it's not 100% certain it can be swapped. Because if this is programmed for a 5x4 monitor, I don't know if I can swap in the monitor from the last gen.
Look at what Retro. Look what he wrote, Mike.
I saw.
Push the old cabs out to sea.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's pretty funny.
No, I prefer. Pac-Man's obviously the OG, right? Miss Pac-Man is better gameplay. Obviously, it came afterwards, but because Dig Dug 2 is on this one and Miss Pac-Man, I think I would swing with Pac-Man, because at least I do have Miss Pac-Man on a CasinoKade as versus my numbskull tiny thing for Pac-Man. So I would lean towards the Pac-Man. Plus the yellow, that's just would brighten up the game room, and that's the cabinet I love from Pac-Man's standpoint.
Here's again another look at the Midway
Big
Mortal
Blue?
Kombat 2.
This the Big Blue, Michael?
Mortal Kombat Big Blue.
Mortal Kombat Blue. You really don't like Raiden with the blue instead of like the old gray?
I just want it to be pretty for Restalgia, so he feels good.
Now, Michael, let me understand. Are you saying the blue in the sky is the issue, or just the color of the blue? Okay.
They enhanced all the colors.
But no, they didn't enhance all the colors. They've added color. Restalgia. Jesus Christ.
So let's go right here. And we expected this. But the last two CESs has ArcadeOneUp has only announced that year's legacy lineup, right? But it still would have been nice if they mixed something new in. I think everyone was on the edge of their seats hoping to see Time Crisis or something of that nature, and that didn't happen. And I guess a lot of people are upset because only the legacy cabinets got announced. Yeah. Trust me, guys, I'm upset too. I was hoping to see something new, something exciting. I was hoping they'd say Daytona or something. They kept saying we would see Star Wars. Well, that didn't happen either. But yeah, so I mean, Cyrus tonight on that interview again, he did say new games were coming. He did say that's going to come later this year, right? But I mean, here's what I would do. I would temper my own expectations, myself personally. You guys do whatever you want out there in the world of the internet. Anytime they do CES, just expect these legacy cabinets, because this is like 3 years in a row now where that's all they've shown is that year's legacy lineup. Don't expect anything else.
No, it's been 2 years in a row, but the CES before that as well, I think it was a little bit disappointing too, because we got some re-releases. Other re-releases that people were a little disappointed about, because that was your Turtles in Time and all that stuff came out during CES, and all those were re-releases as well.
Yep. And here's your games list. It matches the existing Mortal Kombat 30th as well as the Midway Legacy cabinet from before.
Thank God Paperboy and Clax are still there.
Yeah. Yep. Glad they heard Michael B's feedback on that, so those games are off there as well. But that's pretty much What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it was a good CES for them or not? Just real quick.
I think all of us knew ahead of time, and I did a show on it, that ArcadeOneUp needed to make money in the first quarter of the year, depending on which way their fiscal works. Each year this time, they release their big legacy cabs because that's what Walmart buys. They buy the very familiar names in droves. 50,000 units of Pac-Man, please. And then ArcadeOneUp is like, thanks for the money. Now we have our seed money for the rest of the year. So this is what happens, and it is what it is. I'll let other people go, but there is something else I want to talk about, because I actually got a call to action on a lot of my videos this past week where people were asking why I wasn't more enraged with ArcadeOneUp because they didn't release something new. So I did want to talk about that a little bit, but I'll get your guys' reactions as well.
Well, what Michael was really trying to say is they have to feed the masses, and then they can worry about the asses.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, let us know in the live chat. Do you think this CES for ArcadeOneUp was crisp, as in it was good? Or what should we use for the other word, Mike? If it wasn't crisp, what was it?
Soggy.
All right. Guys, do us a favor in the live chat. Was CES for ArcadeOneUp, was it crisp or was it soggy? Type it in the live chat now, guys. Let us know what you think.
It's crisp because it's going to make money. Crisp.
We will also accept moist as an answer. We will also accept. I'm seeing moist coming in as well, so you could put moist. Was it crisp or moist, guys? It's about 50-50 right now, my dudes. It's about 50-50 coming in. Hey, man, you know what? It really sucks that it took 4 or 5 years to get here, but at least the cabinets now look pretty dang close to the original arcades.
Yeah.
You have to admit that's a win. It sucks we've already bought these cabinets 2, 3, 4 times over. New customers are going to be happy. Us the old guard, we're going to be like, God damn it. You know what I mean?
Well, some people aren't. There's people that buy iPhones every year, and this is not a defense for what they're doing. But like, there's people out there that are very happy buying the same cabinet again if it provides value to them. And this is just a value statement. Like, there's people out there that are like, I'm never buying this Pac-Man again. These effers are never getting my money again. But there's other people out there that are like, you know, I really like my Pac-Man cabinet, but I would like it more if it had this, this, and this. And ArcadeOneUp is a weird toy company. They're never going to sell like those molded coin doors for you guys just to mod them out. They're going to sell new cabinets with molded coin doors. It's Malibu Stacy with a hat. You got to buy the new Malibu Stacy to get the hat. That's the way this works.
I don't even know why that's a point of conversation. There's almost no company in the gaming space that doesn't do this. Like, think about every console that ever existed. The PlayStation came out. What did they do? After a few years, they refined it, made a smaller, compact PlayStation. PS2 came out. What did they do? They made the PS2 slim. PS3 came out. What did they do? They made the PS3 slim. Xbox 360 came out. They made a new version of that. We're looking at a new version of the PS5. There's talks about a PS5 Slim or small or whatever coming out. The Nintendo Switch is on its 3rd revision now. We've had the regular Switch, the improved battery life Switch, and then the Switch OLED. This happens.
And it does. And an example where I can see where people get frustrated, and I understand it. Like with the iPad. When the iPads came out, I had the iPad 2. Oh no, I had the iPad 1. And then the iPad 2 came out. I was like, I'm not interested. The iPad 3 came out, and I bought that because I didn't, I waited. And then 6 months later, now I don't know if you guys remember, the iPad 3 had the big wide one, the original wide charger port. And then 6 months later, they came out with the new iPad that had the micro, or the what's it called, the lightning port. Because you're used to a year. A year, you say, okay, it was a year later. But when it's shorter than that time period, it does kind of piss you off that I just bought this. And if I just waited, I would have gotten that. So I understand if people just bought any of these cabinets and now they came out with another one within a year's time. So I understand it. But the reality of it is, with every product, you're going to have that. You either always wait for the best one and never get anything, or you get a current year's cabinet product and enjoy it. And like Michael said, I got a cousin. He gets a new phone every year. He sells his old one, so that's a discounted. So he got the new one, but he got it discounted for whatever he paid, sold the other one for. And to him, that's worth it. For me, I hold my phone for years until it doesn't work anymore. Then I get a new one. So everybody's different in their buying habits. But no one company can satisfy everyone's different needs because we all have different budget restraints, different, different needs and desires. So they got to do business. They can't make every move based on somebody being displeased. Otherwise, they would never make anything.
Good stuff. Restalgia, any final thoughts for tonight, my friend?
Mike's wrong. That's pretty much what I was gonna say.
No, I had something else I did want to talk about. I know we're in an hour 26, but I just want to be very clear about this. So I had a few comments with people asking me why I wasn't more enraged by what ArcadeOneUp did, why I wasn't shooting the moon, why I was being defensive and saying I might buy these products. And I'm mystified that. Do I have to? Should I? Why?
Yes. Because. Oh, you were asking me to answer? I was giving you.
Yes, I'm asking you guys an honest answer. Why do I have to be enraged? Like, I does everybody have to have the same opinion? I'm confused.
Yes.
Do I want them to announce Robotron? Yes.
No.
Every time they make an announcement and Robotron's not there, I'm personally angry. Do I want them to make more games? Yes. But is it wrong for me to say, like, hey, those cabs look cool. I enjoy this. This is a fun hobby. I'm probably going to get those, and I think they're cool.
And the bigger question is, it doesn't make business sense for a company that's in the business to make money, to make a profit, right? To make a cabinet that the masses are going to want, as opposed to the 200 or 352 people that's watching this that's going to add that new cabinet as their 10th cabinet in their collection. Where does it make sense? It makes sense for them to sell it where thousands of people are going to be buying this cabinet, as opposed to this small niche group that's got every cabinet and it doesn't appeal to them because they already have two models that were made 2 years ago. It makes sense for them to make for the masses. Feed the masses. Sorry, asses, you gotta wait.
Mike, you're responsible to do one and only one thing: be enraged all the time.
It seems
when
to
they
be
when they
thing.
don't give
Everybody
you
wants
what you
everybody to
want,
be
be
mad.
enraged. When they give you what you want, find something to be enraged about. That's the only way to success.
We've talked about this before. You know, when you make content, if you are genuinely a fan of something and like something, some people consider that you being a shill just for liking something. But if you hate something and get all dramatic and shake your fist at the clouds,
You're a truth bringer.
And swear and curse,
Truth bringer.
that is the only time you're being honest. So, you know, we've had that discussion. It's never going to change. It's just the way some people are. Some people refuse to believe that people genuinely like something. And that's okay, man. You do you. Everyone else is going to be riding off into the sunset while you're, you know, rolling around in the mud.
Not Mike.
So,
he's going to be
you know.
angry with his arms crossed, being super enraged all the time.
Yep.
No, but it's an honest question, and I guess sometimes people look up to us as I'll use the term influencers, and I don't like that term, but they look up to us.
I have never ever used that term, and I fucking hate that word.
I do all the time.
It's the dumbest word.
I'm a
in the
legit
history
influencer,
of
bro.
What they say is that we're people in the community that you know, have a impact or something like that. I don't know what the right way to explain it is. So what they're saying is when we give companies a pass, it's not having the impact on the whole community that it should. And I don't get that. Like I'm an idiot who just buys all the stuff that he enjoys buying and then plays it. I don't think that I have a moral obligation to be the voice of the voiceless. I just say my own opinions. That's what I'm here
Mike,
for.
you are the hero everybody deserves, but not the one we need right now. There you go. Did I get it right this time? Did I get the quote right?
I don't
in the
know.
movie. Man, we're gonna have to look up that quote and maybe we'll get it right on next week's episode. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this week of the Super Game Room, dudes. If you enjoyed the broadcast, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you consider subscribing to the channel. There are 4 hosts here, 4 YouTube channels. At least subscribe to 3 of us. I'm just kidding. I was going to do another Restalgia joke, but
I knew where you were going with it.
2020, where was that? 2023 is the year where we're going to be super nice to Restalgia. Isn't that right, buddy? Isn't that what
I doubt it, but
right.
I guess we'll see.
All right. All right, Carl, send them on their way whenever you're ready, guys. You guys have a fantastic weekend.
All right, guys. Well, keep hope alive that we'll play more and fight less. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.